Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I just sent over a notification on Periscope for people to come on and hear. So hope you're joining me in just a moment. Today I want to talk about my vision board. If you follow me on Snapchat, you would see I got started on my vision board a little too late. I was supposed to start it several weeks ago, but I just took a break from bookkeeping in order to do it. And I'm really excited to talk to you about it, literally share with you what's on my vision board, or at least part of it. And I also want to talk to you about motivation. And sometimes I think about why, when everybody has the tools that they need, right? If I give you the tool that you need and things are still not being accomplished, or there's still questions, I'm always wondering why. And yesterday I answered myself. When I was indeed seeking motivation myself, I answered that question. So I want to share with you what I came up with. Good morning, good morning. Go ahead and just give me, a hey, good morning, so I know everybody's in here before we officially get started. But you know what's funny? Yesterday, I posted the logo I'm working on, a really simple one. And I'm not saying it's finalized yet, but I had it down to 4. And I said, let me see what the group thinks, right? So I post it, and I'm telling you, I seen some people write that I never knew existed in the group, Yes. Oh, okay. No problem. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, usually it's always going to be on the regular page. Always, always. So yeah, I just thought to myself, where do these people come from when it came to everybody answering which logo they prefer? I literally thought, I'm like, where are you guys normally? I know that answering that type of question regarding which logo you would like is a much easier question to answer. It's literally just number 1, 2, 3, or 4. But I thought it was hilarious that I didn't see most of these people in the group on a daily basis, and now all of a sudden everybody's appearing out of nowhere. Like literally that thread has over 200 and change responses. Good morning, good morning. You are welcome. I wonder if my coffee isn't cool enough to drink. So I want to talk about my vision board. If you guys, again, follow me on Periscope, you would see that I posted a quick, peek into my vision board. And if you don't know what a vision board is, it's really, I'm putting it on Pinterest so it's easier. It's literally a board of the things I envision for my life, the things that I want to achieve. It could be for anything. It could be for personal, it could be for work, it could be really for anything. You got a reminder notification, did you? That's awesome. That's amazing, Darcy. I knew you would somehow get on. So I'm creating one for myself because I'm working on this new project for you guys. It's a big one, right? And it's a lot of work, like a lot of work. And it sometimes could be discouraging because how much work I have to do. And it's not like I put in the work and then a week later I see the outcome. This is a much, much longer project. And it could be discouraging at times. So I needed to create a vision board. I took a break from bookkeeping, create a vision board so I could see, okay, this is what I want to accomplish. So I want to tell you a few things I want to share with you just personally, what I want on my vision board. And hopefully you guys could share with me, even if you don't have one, what would you like on your vision board, okay? And literally it could be anything you want. I don't care. And I'm about to share with you a few things that I put on my vision board that literally is anything I wanted to be. But has everybody seen my snap when I put the vision board? I want to know if you've seen it. My daughter and she and her family made a vision board. Ah, cool. Yeah, I think doing a business one would be cool. Mine is will be mixed, business and personal, just in general, my life. So anybody here saw that snap? I just want to know that if you know I'm working on my vision board. Again, it just gave me a nice break in the day. I am going to finish it today. I think it's really, really important. I'm literally taking a block of time and finish creating it. And I can always add or take away depending on how my vision changes for my life, but I certainly think it's something I need to do. So the first thing I want to share with you, that I'm putting on my vision board, okay? And this could happen sooner than later, FYI. But I put a little picture. It's kind of hard to do it on Pinterest, or sometimes hard to get a picture of what you want, especially if it's just like words or something. But I wanted to be able to wake up when I want to. Just for the record, I haven't had a working alarm clock for over 2 years, meaning it works, but I don't use it. I only use it for the time. It's literally sitting there for the time. I don't use it, and I know this sounds weird. It may not sound weird. I don't know. I'm very happy I don't have to use an alarm clock. I don't like being waken up by an alarm clock. It feels very unnatural, okay? So being awakened by that annoying sound, and I like sleep. I like to get a certain amount of sleep, and I like to get much more sleep than 8 hours. And if I'm sleeping at a decent hour, right, 10 o'clock or so, I have to wake up by 7-ish. That's not, for me, it doesn't feel like quite enough. I need just like maybe an hour more, you know? So in my vision board, I put, I want to sleep in. I want to wake up at the hour I want to wake up, okay? So I literally put a little art print that's on a wall that says sleep in. It's a really cute one. And this reminds me that I want to sleep in. Yeah, I haven't, by the way, again, I feel so blessed that I haven't had to use an alarm clock for over 2 years. It's kind of interesting. I knew, sorry, something's in my eye. Before I had to, because I had to wake up a certain time to get on the road to drive to work. Now, yes, at one point my kids are the alarm clock. That's not an issue. So, and that's for me a little bit more natural. I mean, unless they're fighting, that's different. But I certainly want a time where maybe I would not need to wake up at 7:30. Now, when my daughter starts school again, obviously it's going to be a little different. We understand that. If I really envision that for my life, then I could probably get somebody to take her to school. But that's just silly. I don't want that, you know? You have used yours over 7 years? That's amazing. That's really amazing. I love it. So I want to sleep in. That's part of my vision. And the idea is, now, technically, starting tomorrow, I could start work a little bit later if I want to. A little bit less will get done in the day. And while that's fine, I don't want that just yet. I'm working on a big project. A few big projects. And I don't want that quite yet. So that is what I envision, the first thing, okay? Carpool is definitely another idea. My neighbor, they go to the same school. But something I could definitely do. It's definitely doable. I'm just waiting to see when I want to do it, okay? Because currently right now, my sleep schedule isn't so bad, so I'm not dying, you know? Next is, hold on. What else did I put on there? Next I put a picture of California. I went to California in October, last October. What is sleep? And me and my husband really enjoyed it. We went by ourselves without the kids, and we really enjoyed it a lot. I think many of you, when I used to be on Periscope, you hear me? But you joined me for my trip. I actually scoped a couple of times during my trip. It was so beautiful and relaxing. I could see why people love living there, okay, easily. I'm very intrigued by it. I think it's beautiful, and I want to go visit again. So I put that on my vision board. Just a picture of California. Another thing I put on my vision board is the Eiffel Tower. So Paris, I want to go to Paris. And my husband wants to go to Italy, so that's technically would be part of my vision board too. But I want to visit I just want to visit there. Mine is a senior this year. Our best time is on the rides to and from school. He has never been late, even though we no longer need an alarm clock. Awesome. That's amazing. I love that. I love that you could choose to do what you want in your life and actually get it accomplished somehow, some way, you know? So again, I put a couple of trips on there. I also am working on my future home, right? The way I want my home to look. Now, just FYI, I want to make something very, very clear. And I say this to myself, I say it to my husband. We love our home, right? And if we never were to move, I think we'd be okay with that. But the vision board is meant to really say, you know what? If you were to be able to choose anything, no matter what would it be? And I don't want to hold back on my vision board. So I certainly think having a different home would be a nice vision. But if I were, what I'm trying to say is that it's not a must for me at this moment, or a moment very soon. Me and my husband talk about it. We're about to pay our house in full. Many of you know that. That's part of my vision board, by the way, which is going to come true beginning of next year. I just don't like the idea of purchasing my home, owning it, and then looking forward to buying a much bigger home. Remember, if you don't know, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and I had, 5 other siblings, and we lived in a small apartment, and we made do. We're just fine, and my husband also lived very small. And I don't like the idea that bigger is better. I don't like the idea. Sometimes I lean toward it because I'm looking at, bigger homes and cooler homes, but I don't necessarily think that it has to be part of my vision board. I'm putting it on there because it inspires me, but I don't like the idea that I like a bigger home. Does that make sense? Not about where you are, it's about doing. Yes, I understand. I don't like my dream is to get this bigger home. Why? I tell myself, why do I need that to be part of my vision board? Why do I need it to be a dream of mine? Why can't my home, owning it alone, be the dream and that's it? That's why I wonder, Awesome. I'm glad. So that's one thing I want to just get off my chest about the home thing. And there'll be a few other things I'll be putting on my vision board. And it could, again, be anything. It could be anything. So I'm finishing that up today, and I will show it to you when it starts to get done, and I will go through it with you. But speaking of that, it has to do with motivation as well. The reason why I'm doing it, like I said, is because I want to look at it and remember why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that's really important for everybody to understand, because as you're doing your thing, if you get demotivated or unmotivated, is that the word? I don't know. It's important to really understand why you're doing it in the first place, the reason why. The not so big house. Read it. What do you mean, Trina? So I understand some of my visions of why I'm trying to grow my business, why I'm trying to grow it to a certain point, etc. And I want to be constantly reminded visually. It's better to be reminded visually, right, than just me talking about it in my own mind. That's why I'm creating the vision board. And I think I encourage you to do so yourself. Again, it can be very easy, like doing it on Pinterest. Back in the day, when I created a vision board when I was in school, it would have been newspapers or magazines and cutting it and pasting it, which is absolutely fine. I think that's even funner. But quality spaces versus big spaces. Yeah, I understand. So I want to constantly remind myself the why, because when I work on hard projects or things that seem a huge challenge to me, I don't want to give up. I don't want to, because by the way, the lack of motivation I get in short periods of time do lead to unproductivity. It just does, and that's horrible. Awesome, good. So, you're including a vision board in your week plan. Amazing. Only reason it did happen. I love it. Okay, good. So next I want to share with you something. So many of you know I'm working on a really big project, and if you don't know what it is, anybody know what that big project is? I mentioned it a few times. I may make it sound like it's much bigger than it is, but it is. But for you, it may not sound that big. Does anybody know what I'm working on right now for you guys? Sorry, I need to stretch. You know what I don't miss about Periscope? The trolls that come on. If anybody trolls me over here, that wouldn't be smart because I know your name and I can block you. But I love that they're not here. I don't have to worry about that. I'm just worrying about reading comments in general. Absolutely. I think you should definitely do a vision board. I think after I do it on Pinterest, I'm going to print them out and put them together. That's what I'm going to do. I need to have it in front of me, not hidden somewhere. It'll be on my cork board, right in front of me at work. And simple as that, just to remember what I'm looking forward to. I think that will certainly help you. I'm telling you. So, okay, nobody can guess what I'm working on. Is that what's going on? Even though I mentioned it a few times. So I will tell you, I am redoing, if it was even really done in the beginning, the blog for Etsy Seller Mastermind for a lot of reasons. but that includes possibly redoing the website, and I'm hiring somebody to do it because I just don't have the time to really do that, right? Yeah, the name change goes with it, by the way. The group name should be changing today, FYI. Okay, and I think this video is lagged a little bit, and that's why it takes you a while to actually respond to my questions. That's what I think is going on. Anyway, so it's working. It's bringing all this what I'm doing into a blog format. One, because it's easier to skim through when you need the motivation to look at a certain topic. That's number one. For SEO reasons, people will come to find me, new members, etc. Will I do a training on blogging? I don't know. That might be a plan for next year. I have a couple of plans for next year. I think that would be a good training, but I didn't have it officially written down though. So I'm really working on it because I want to be able to retain value in Etsy Seller Mastermind, or I guess we would call it the Handmade Mastermind, because as I'm doing videos, and that's great, it's not searchable, the videos, and it's not, oh, you don't have much time, let me skim through her article to see the important facts, etc. You know what I'm saying? By looking at all the videos I have in Facebook Live, you won't know all the important topics I'm talking about. By looking at blogs and words, you're able to. There's a lot more reasons why I'm starting it. But again, it's the biggest deal. It's good value for me and a good value for you guys. Okay, that's the biggest deal. And of course, it's for free, right? So I'm really excited. I already have some written blog posts up, quite a few. One of them being, for example, my top 10 must-have office accessories for running a business. Another one is it's written down on my other computer. 4 tips to a more productive workday, or things like that, But there's some that are very specific to Etsy, some very specific to Amazon, some very specific to business in general. Either way, you'll find many blog posts that relate to you, no matter what. Some will be related to stationery, because obviously I'm in stationery, and some will also be related to other businesses, right? Let's say if you're running a knitting business of some sort, it could be based on the information I know. It could be a blog post about the best knitting resources and things like that. So it's really going to help a lot of the handmade community. We love listening to you in the morning for my daily motivation. Awesome. Well, I guess it looks like I'm a motivation for everybody, because it leads me to my next good point. When yesterday I told you that I was working on, this big project, I'm telling you, it's really, really big. And I found myself doubting something. The idea of this blog, just FYI, it's not just bringing value to you guys. It's eventually going to bring me money, right? Does anybody know how it's going to bring me money? Can anybody tell me? I mean, I'm very transparent with most of you, right? Everybody kind of knows that I tell you about, the Handmade Mastermind. I got to get used to saying that. Does anybody know how this blog will bring me money? And not loads of it, but, money in general. There's no paid subscription. The blog will be for free. Ads is one, but it's not going to be like ads everywhere. No, it's not going to be the biggest thing. Ads will definitely be part of it, right? That's very normal when you're trying to monetize a blog. If you're unaware of monetizing blog, just in case you're new, that is one way. And I guess nobody's guessing the other way. Let me see if I give them a minute, people could guess. Yeah, traffic to my courses, also affiliate links, things like that, right? But the biggest deal is like the ads and affiliate links. It's a decent business, but it's not something that's going to really go big, because my topic is very niche. But it's the idea that they come, and the new people find me. You guys buy my webinars, right? Give or take, depending on who you are, depending if you need it. And that's great, because you got value from me. You understand that you trust me. You understand that others love it, etc. So then others are going to see my blog post, love me, and then say, you know what, I'm going to get her webinar. It's the same idea, right? So that's why I'm starting it. And because I know how much I've helped people, and I'm limiting myself by not doing these blogs, etc. So what happened last night was I started to not doubt myself. I started to feel like, oh, this is a lot of hard work. Is it even going to be worth it? Is it going to be worth it? Yes, but how much? You know, I'm not going to start a blog that takes thousands of dollars to start and thousands of hours to do and then make only $50 a month. Am I right? Everybody knows that. We're all in the same, we're all in business. It doesn't matter whether I'm business coaching as well as doing handmade stuff and you're just doing handmade. We're all in the same business. We're all here to make money. So I could obviously tell you that I'm not going to do all that just for $50 a month. I Periscope with you guys daily. That's for free. But in turn, many of you trust me. Many of you get content from me, understand the value I'm providing to you, and then eventually you get potential. Not everybody has to get it, obviously, webinars, but so far, based on how much webinars I sell a month and things like that, it's been worth it. I mean, technically, I make technically more per hour in modern pink paper, but still, I enjoy this, and that's why I still do it. So, I did not ask Bisan. I asked a friend of mine, I won't say her name, and I said to her, do you happen to know somebody in the blogging world that I could speak to? And we talked about why, whatever, and I said, I think I just need to make sure that I was on the right track. Now, just FYI, I am the mastermind, right? I know that if I told my sister, she's the nurse, go ahead, and even the other one, start a blog, get a following, monetize the blog with affiliate links and ads, and sell your own product, she would look at it and want to punch me in the face. Why? Because that seems like such a hard task to accomplish. And it is a hard task to accomplish no matter what. But she also doesn't have the tools in order to get that done. Because FYI, I do know SEO. I happen to know Google SEO. I happen to also know how to make a blog very successful and not just blogging. I do have a following, you guys. I know how to use social media. Do I have the time for it? Much? Not really, but I do know how to use appropriate social media in order to get my blog posts found. I know all the tools in order to get it to happen. So why did I still doubt myself, right? So I have the tools. I know how to get it done. So why did I still doubt myself? I don't know. It's a new venture for me. It's new for me. In its entirety, the whole thing's entirety. I blogged before, I did that before, I did here, and then this whole, how do I say, this whole project, its entirety is new. Every single piece of it put together is new, right? Every piece of it separately was not new for me. And that's why I feel confident that if I put it together, I can make it happen. So why did I still feel this way? Well, because I'm human, guys. I'm human. And I want you to know that I also feel the same way. And maybe less often because I have a plan for feeling that way. I've talked about it before in a scope where I go to my husband, I ask him questions, I seek out the right people in order to get the motivation I need to get back on. And in this case, I need to talk to somebody else that was a blogger, in order to say, hey, this is my concerns, that I still have. Am I going to be okay with these, So the reason why I bring this to your attention is because I need to know that you have a plan for those days that you're unmotivated. Is it that you come join me every day on Facebook Live to get motivated? I'm okay with that. Did I just do a double thumbs up? I did. Okay. But I'm okay with that because I don't care if you use me for my Periscopes or for my Facebook Live. It's absolutely fine. That's what it's there for. If that's the motivation you, that's great. But what about those times that I'm not there, during the afternoon? During, yesterday, I was doing a couple of things, and it was hard for me to make decisions. I hate when I fall into that. I hate when I fall into those times where I literally can't make decisions. I had to buy, and I already bought it, the .com for the Handmade Mastermind. I had to post the logo differences for you guys to vote on. I had a few things that I was just stuck on, and I couldn't hit the button. Somebody messaged me yesterday saying that they want to get the SEO webinar, and they're pretty much getting it, but they just haven't hit the buy button. I'm like, what's that about, And I know exactly what it's about. It's just a commitment. I'm always thinking these things in my head. I don't know exactly what she's thinking about, the person that emailed me, but but I will tell you that I understand sometimes being stuck in in a time where it's hard for me to make a decision, and how I get myself out of it is I write down. I literally go back to my to-do list and write down the things I need to get done in order to make sure I'm not missing a step. And then say, okay, what's stopping me from doing it? I literally talk myself through it. What's stopping me from buying the .com? Am I unsure about it? No. Like, what is it? So I go through these steps in order to get things accomplished, okay? So doing a blog for you will have a learning curve. Yeah, some things will have a learning curve for me as well. But that will probably be part of your thing. So maybe if we're both starting blogs the same kind of way, it might take you a little bit longer because you're not a writer, right? And I'm not a writer either, by the way. My grammar is not great, but I do have some things in line where I could check my grammar. So I'm working it out and figuring it out as I go when it comes to like that. Other things, I already know what I'm going to be doing, okay? So again, when you have that moment of unproductivity and lack of motivation and whatever it may be, what are you doing? What are you doing about it? With your name change, I too, and make the plunge for my name change too. Yeah, sometimes it's very hard. Sometimes you need to work out through some steps, and that's why you're stuck, And I don't want to buy the bullshit that it's hard just to press the buy button or the whatever button. It is, but freaking do it. Like, you have to move. And I did it. It took me, yesterday I worked on bookkeeping, I worked on my vision board, I worked on a few other things, and I could have actually worked on more, but the whole name change thing, the whole logo thing, as well, it's really important. It took me a huge amount of time. And yeah, I get it. It is scary. It is scary. You need to know that what piece exactly scaring you and work yourself through it, if that's the case, For example, let's say the person that emailed me yesterday told me that the thing that scares her the most is the actual $99 for the SEO webinar. And what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work for her? What if she doesn't understand it? Blah, blah, blah. Sometimes people, depending on your life or whatever, sometimes you might say, you know what? Other people have gotten really great results with it. Why not me? That's one thing she could say to herself. Another thing is like, you know what? Even if I get this much from it, that's even worth the $99. Like, in order for her to get accomplished, hit buy now button. You know what I'm saying? So that's one way to look at it. Okay? So sorry. So anyway, I just want to leave you with, what are you doing to motivate yourself? What do you have in line? If you rely on me solely and it works, that's cool. If you have moments in your day that it's not working, who do you go to? What do? Do you have a vision board? Like, all these things, I opened a .com with a blog over the weekend. Oh, great. Great, Bethany. That's amazing. I'm afraid to lose business, but I know it will help. Your advice has always been on point. Thank you. I do feel that way with Etsy Seller Mastermind, turning into the Handmade Mastermind. But I am very confident that I won't lose business. I have a plan. It's not going to be a perfect plan. We know that people will still search for Etsy Seller Mastermind, and then they're like, where did Delia go, right? But I definitely have a plan to make sure it is minimized. For example, I have podcasts out there. So I will be reaching out to that person to do some name changes in there, and a few other places that my name shows up. And it's simple as that. Now for Etsy, you will get redirected, the people that type in your business name, to your new name. If you don't have a huge repeat client base, nothing to worry about. And at the end of the day, if you really need the name change to help your business, losing 1 or 2 clients is not going to kill you. Let's just call it that, okay? It is for the better, technically, especially if it's for the better. But if it's not, then why are you doing a name change anyway? For me, it was for the better. If you haven't noticed, the Handmade Mastermind has turned into something bigger than I thought, okay? If you have not noticed. When I first started it, it was literally I wanted to mentor somebody. And that person, by the way, is Carolyn, one of my admins. And she's still with me, obviously. And then it turned something bigger where a lot of people needed my help. So I created a free webinar for people to use. And they needed even more help. So I created a Facebook group. And they needed even more help. I'm telling you, it was crazy. And I said, okay, I'll create a webinar, but it has to be a paid one. People were like, all right, that was the SEO one. And I created they needed more, and then here we are. And there was a point where I actually wanted to stop doing it until I hired my assistant. And I said, okay, I could actually get some more time in here, because I did enjoy doing it. I found myself this year, for majority of my year, working on the Handmade Mastermind. If you guys have not noticed, you probably don't know my workday mostly. Follow me on Snapchat if you want to see my workday. That's a shameless plug-in. But I found myself doing so, and while, and I'll be honest with you, again, transparent, while it has not nearly reached how much I make in modern paper, not even close, it suffices in order for me to, how do I say, justify the reason why I'm spending time away from modern pink paper, because I really enjoy doing this. Like, I love teaching you guys. I love, you know what I love? I'll be honest with you. I love when people post about how much it's helped them. They thank me, which I really appreciate, even though they're the ones that did the hard work. They say that. Some people email me saying they were able to quit their jobs. Many people were able to quit their jobs because of things that they were working on with my help. Some people were able to afford a private school for their kid, able to afford a mortgage on their home. Just these inspiring stories, and I'm like, wow, I helped them with that. And I don't need to be thanked for the rest of my life. No, I just know that I helped, and that makes me feel good. And that's why I continue doing this. And that's why I am investing several $1,000s into the new Etsy Seller Mastermind website, or the Handmade Mastermind website, because it has turned itself into a business. And I don't like to use that word because I don't like to treat it as one. I like to treat it as, I love this. I love to treat it as fun. Like, I'm doing it on the side. That's how I'm always going to treat it, because I told you before, if I treat it as a business, I won't enjoy it, because that's the only reason why I have not made a membership group yet. Many of you asked me a long time ago to make a group that's a monthly paid kind of group. And it was way before hardly any of the groups out there started doing it. It was many years ago, and I decided not to, because I don't like to be forced to create content monthly for you guys. I want to do it naturally, because when it comes naturally, when I make a webinar or what have you, it's more authentic. That's it, That's what makes our world a great place. People helping each other. Yeah, so, and I appreciate you saying that, because I know there's plenty of room for people to get on and make money. I've helped a lot of stationery designers, and I have no problem continue helping them. That's fine. And I also appreciate that you provide quality advice. I really, 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 and I'm pretty sure others do as well, but that is the one thing I will value about what I'm doing with you guys. I don't like fluff. I don't like bullshit. I don't like any of that. You will never catch me lying to you. Like, that's just, I'm not dishonest with you. Anytime I ever tell you you probably need this webinar, you could 100% guarantee I'm not lying to you. I've told people before they don't need a webinar. I've told people before on, for example, a shop critique. Hey, get this one, not this one. Or you know what? You probably don't need it. I would focus on your branding or whatever. Like, it wouldn't make sense for me to lie, because if that person knows I'm lying, then I just lost their trust. What the hell is the point of doing anything if I lose your trust? Word will get out. Obviously, how word got out about me, how everybody loves me, word will get out. And boom, it's not the work. So you always find me being honest. You always find me providing really good content, because I want to, like, knock your socks off, even if it's for free, even if you don't pay for it. That is truly the one thing I believe in. That's why I do these periscopes. That's why I'm going to do the blogging, etc. So yeah, absolutely straight shooter, and I'm sure, like I said, other business coaches that do similar things to me also provide good content, but it is something that I solely, I'm very, very proud of, period. That and being honest, period. Like for example, when the blog posts come out, and I'll tell you my top 10 must-have tools for running an office. Everything I put in there, right, is, how do I say, is exactly what I believe in. I'm not going to just put something in there to have you buy it. Like, you know, like this headset or something. Like, oh yeah, I must have this because, you know, and then you buy it and then, you know, no. It's anything I put out there. Again, it's my name on the line. It's Dahlia, right? I truly, truly believe in. So that's what makes it all fun. And the second I treat it as a business in the bad sense, not a good sense, it is a business, but in the bad sense, then it will lose the magic for me. I don't want to do it anymore, you know? But I treat it in a business that says I'm very professional, I'm honest, you know? When shop critiques are due, I get it to you on time and things like that. Like treat it as a business in that respect, you know, respect your time, etc. So anyway, guys, I've been rambling. And that's why I'm also doing Snapchat, because I think the Snapchat part is just motivating you to see my work day, to see my day, in order to see that I'm just like you, obviously, and that you could do the same thing I'm doing, you know? Absolutely. Absolutely. What time is it? Let me check. Oh, I can't check my time. All right, guys, I'm gonna head to work. So I hope this was a really great motivation for your day, and I hope that you consider doing a vision board. I think it will certainly help you. Even if you have 3 things on it, it's okay, and eventually you could grow more. So as you start to clarify and be very clear on what you want for your business, for yourself, whatever it may be. Okay? All right, guys, I will catch you later. Bye.